Hey guys, it is Scott the Steamroller Steen with Steamroller Picks and Hit the Pick. It is Thursday, the 2nd of January. Hopefully, your new year got off to a good start. If not, let's see if we can make up for it today. As always, all we ask for the price of admission is you take a minute and smash that like button, give us the thumbs up. As always, I salute your efforts. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do take a minute and do that. Ring the bell, get notified, all that good stuff. You're looking for my very best bets, I do have them available. Just check the links in the description of today's video. All right. So, start off with a quick recap of yesterday, like we always do. And about, I want to say an hour after I dropped this video yesterday, maybe a little bit less, they announced that they were going to postpone the game until today. I think this was the right move. Anything else would have been a little tone deaf there. So, congratulations on the NCAA finally getting one right. As you recall, we did have Notre Dame plus the 1.5. We're rolling with that here. That game goes in about an hour or so. As far as my premium play yesterday, I had Texas Arizona State under 51.5. Not one of the worst beats we've ever taken, but it certainly was a bad beat as Texas had not one but two opportunities to kick a winning field goal and land 51. Of course, they couldn't do that, and it goes to overtime. And as we joke many, many times, they don't call it undertime, kids. So that ended up going over the total. We were still red hot on our college basketball plays, went 3-0, had Fort Wayne plus 1.5, UConn minus 10.5, and the Bradley Indiana State game over 157.5. That one went into overtime and ended about 200, but it was over in regulation as well. So yeah, not a bad day there on the college basketball hardwood. So tonight we have one football game, and that's the one we're going to be talking about. It's the Duke Blue Devils against the Mississippi Rebels, the Ole Miss Rebels, if you will. Don't say Old Miss. Stop doing that. Old. It's not Old Miss. It's Ole Miss. So there you go. Or if you're from south of the border, it's Ole Miss. This would have been a much more interesting game if the Blue Devils weren't going to be missing their top two quarterbacks to the transfer poll. But you know the deal. The dominoes fall. Darian Mensah, the quarterback from Tulane, he didn't play there because he's coming over to play for Duke. And because he's going to play for Duke, both of their top two quarterbacks said, yeah, hasta la vista, baby. Because they go to Duke, they're smart like that. They were able to read the writing on the wall. So you're thinking, well, Duke's going to be down a little bit of the quarterback position. Maybe they can just lean on the run game, sustain drives, keep Jackson Dart and that Ole Miss offense off the field. Well, that's a good strategy, but there's a couple of problems with it. Number one, Dukies are a terrible running team. They're 119th in the nation in yards per carry and 120th in rushing yards per game. The other problem, and probably the bigger one that they're going to have, is they're going up against the best rush defense in the country. Of course, you think of Ole Miss, think of Jackson Dart and that high-powered offense. Oh, no. This is really kind of a complete team, especially against the run. No one gives up fewer yards per carry than Ole Miss, and only Indiana gives up fewer yards per game on the ground. The Ole Miss defense overall is very, very stout. They're fourth in the country in points surrendered. They're giving up 15.2 points per game. And remember, that's against an SEC schedule. As far as Duke goes, you know what? They do play decent defense. They give up 23.9 points per game. That's 44th. And we're going to count on that defense to at least slow down Ole Miss on a couple of drives and make sure they don't go over this number all by themselves. This one may get a little bit squeaky. And if you wanted to play Duke team total under 16.5, probably a safer play. But we're going to be official. We're going to step out there. For me, this game has 38-10 written all over it. Write that final score down, kids. And 38-10, that's 48, and that's under the total. So that's going to be what we do. Give me the Duke Blue Devils, Mississippi Rebels under 51.5. And at the end of that one, you guys can join me as we pick up our winning tickets and head back to the window. All right, guys, as always, thanks very much for being part of this whole shindig here. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate that you like hanging out here. We still got a pretty good community and all. So, let's go out there and have some fun. By the way, I'm looking up that total right now, and I'm not the only one that's on the under. It's now down to 50.5. So I capped this last night, but I want to be as accurate as possible. That's on FanDuel. That's the one I usually have up. So let's play it. It's going to be 50.5, not 51.5, although 51 is a pretty critical number. We're still playing 50, under 50.5. All right. Don't forget to drop those plays in the comment section. Let me know what you're playing. Let me know what you think of this one. Am I crazy? Am I right on it? Let me know. All right. You guys have a terrific day. And no matter what happens tonight, win, lose, or draw, we'll be back tomorrow. Talk all about it. Take care. We'll see you then.